Yes, from Brady. Old blood fist Brady.
Brady, you say? Do go on.
This is a very personal message, Mr. Kensington. He insisted on it remaining that way.
But what is the use of secrecy when God knows what's in everyone's hearts? Wouldn't you agree, Mr.
Rache.
An unusual name, Mr. Rache. Are you of Dutch persuasion?
No, I'm here to discuss Brady.
Ah, yes. You did tell Ray that you too were Brady's friend, did you not?
He and I first met many years ago.
Old friendships, is there anything more wonderful? Pity the three of us have not had the opportunity to spend more time together. The conversation would be titillating, I'm sure of it. So, Mr. Raffi, how is my dear friend Brady?
He's fine.
And do tell, has he told you much of me? I bet he joked a bit at my expense, did he not? Yes, probably said I was a fat little toad who spent his days in drunken frivolity.
No, not at all. He spoke highly of you. Told me all about how well off you were and where I could find you.
And you have found me, haven't you? Bless Brady's bottomless memory.
Mr. Kensington, with all due respect, I'd like to pass this message on and get back to my business. I'm doing this as a favor for Brady.
But why in such a hurry, Mr. Rather? I was just about to have my glass of wine. Won't you join me?
No, thank you. And I have to say this again, Mr. Kensington. Brady insisted that his message be for your ears only.
But you see, Ray here is my ear, amongst a great many other things.
Our mutual friend said it was for you alone.
Yes, our dear friend Brady. Mr. Rache, you've put me in an uncomfortable position.
I assure you, the message is worth it.
Oh, I'm not talking about that. No, you see, I try to live without sin. I live my life as God wants me to live it. And yet, today, I have sinned.
What do you mean?
I have lied. But then so have you. Oh, you're a decent enough liar, Rache. But I have learned to recognize lies quite well.
I'm not sure I understand.
I have counted a total of 2 truths in your words. You are not Dutch, and you really have met Brady. But he's not your friend, nor has he told you much about me.
Mr. Kensington, if you'll just listen.
And therein lies the crux of the matter. You see, I'm not Kensington.
What?
You forced me to lie, Mr. Rache. Incidentally, you never reacted when I misspoke your name. Twice.
Maybe I just don't give a shit when a fat toad says my name wrong. What kind of game are you playing?
Why, I was just about to propose a little game. Why don't we start by giving ourselves new names? Real ones this time. For is it not said that lying lips are an abomination to the Lord, but they that deal truly are his delight? I am Edward Avery, the owner of this modest estate, and, with God's help, a little bit more.
Raven. Captain Christopher Raven.
No point in hiding such a fine name, Mr. Raven. Now you came here to see Kensington, or shall I say, for Kensington.
Wherever he is, he can't hide from me.
And that, Mr. Raven, is the only reason why you're still alive. Forgive my candor, I'm an honest man. That is also why I can spot deception. I knew you were no well-wisher. when you thought I was Kensington. I believe your intentions were somewhat more grim than merely passing a message.
I intend to kill him. You see that I can be an honest man as well. Was there a point to this little farce of yours?
So that I might know, of course. And now I do. Mr. Raven, each and every day I pray to the Lord. Long ago I prayed for a little prosperity, and God gave me the opportunity to obtain this property. The Lord provided, and yet my brush with good fortune left Mr. Kensington quite displeased. Yet still, God has been gracious to me. But for Mr. Kensington, I believe the Lord would have rewarded my prayers even more handsomely. This island is like a beautiful woman, Mr. Raven, and I have taken great care of her dear face. Yet she deserves more. And for years, Mr. Kensington has been an unsightly boil on her cheek.
So what are you telling me? You're out for Kensington's blood?
I could never wish any man ill, not even if his earthly departure would benefit us all. And besides, even if there was such a man who wished for Mr. Kensington to leave this world for good, that man's status would be irreparably damaged, and for his actions would undoubtedly be swiftly punished. He would be rid of Kensington, but at what cost?
And you're telling me this because?
Let's say there was another man who wished for Mr. Kensington to disappear. A wilder man, one with no great reputation to lose. Determined to secure his wish, but without the necessary means to do so. He perhaps lacks the knowledge, the preparation, the resources, everything with which the first man could easily provide him, while staying far behind in the shadows.
Is there an offer somewhere in all this talk? You want to pay me to go after Kensington, is that it?
Have you noticed that there is sin in Kensington's very name?
What's that got to do with anything?
It's no coincidence, Mr. Raven. The man wallows in sin like a pig in filth. He has no fear of God to speak of. He might as well be a savage crawling around on all fours, howling to some squid-headed beast in the jungle.
Says the man trying to have him killed, but whatever helps you sleep, he's a sinner, so he deserves to die. It's good enough for me.
Oh, Mr. Raven, that is not what he deserves. No, Kensington deserves to lose everything he has, piece by piece. He deserves to lose everything, have it all taken. And then, when his screams grow tiresome, then and only then will he die.
So you and Kensington have a history. Great. I still don't have time to sit here while you play mastermind. I want this finished quickly.
There are several steps in the plan that cannot take place until certain arrangements have been made, Mr. Raven. At this time, Kensington's influence reaches far and wide, and his friends are numerous. It's going to take some time before your boot is on his throat.
Look, I can spare a couple days here. If you can't get me close to Kensington by then, I'll find a faster way.
There is no faster way, Mr. Raven.
Then I'll make one. I won't spend more time than I have to on these bloody islands. If you can pull off your little plan quickly, fine. If not, I'll do it myself.
Your impatience prevents you from understanding that the quickest way is not always the best, Mr. Raven. But that comes along with your way of life, I suppose. All right, you'll get Kensington as quickly as possible. But know that it won't be as clean as I'd intended it to be, and the steps you'll have to take certainly won't be easy.
Fine, as long as they're fast.
I would ask you how you feel about sinking ships, Christopher, but with your profession, I think I can guess.
I try to get off them before they sink.
Ah, a fine plan. But I'm talking about some very specific ships. Thanks to your recent actions, I was able to obtain a most useful list, the details of most of Kensington's routes. An expensive purchase, but it should be worth it.
So it's Kensington's transport fleet that needs to go down.
No, not a fleet. Oh, he has one, certainly, but it is pointless to try to win a game of chess by taking out all the pawns. Instead, the player concentrates on the most valuable pieces, one by one.
I've never been much for games. Just tell me who to sink first.
Kensington has a very important transport ship coming in from Africa. It would cause him quite the financial setback if he were to, how do you people say it? Send it to St. John's?
Davy Jones' Lager.
Oh yes, that's it. And this is the map of the intended route. Would you?
It'd be my pleasure.
Perfect. Here's the map and the details. Of course, the place where you'll intercept them is up to you. As long as the ship disappears without a trace, of course. Anything you...
Guess you need your book. Nitwit.
What do you need, Chris? A drink? Information?
Show me what you have.
Oh, what do we not have?
Nothing on it, I said.
Shall we trade?